Hey everybody, it's Deanna with toolsofenergyprotection.com, your energy shift expert. How's your new year going? I last Thursday, I guess, got a bug from somewhere. Picked up a flu bug, and it's literally been kicking my butt since Friday. So, for those of you that have been reaching out or trying to book an appointment, I'm sorry if I didn't get right back to you. But tonight, I wanted to share with you just a little bit more information about, how's your new year going and how to get a stronger start. Because by now, most of us have had the first few days of the new year, still trying to figure things out. A lot of people have been doing their New Year's resolution. You can raise your hand if you've already tried and it hasn't been successful. New Year's resolutions take a while for to be put into place. So I wanted to cover a few things with you tonight, and then I'm going to go back and rest. As like I said, this flu bug has not played fair. So the first thing I want to talk about is how to get going strong in your new year. And a lot of us have made New Year's resolutions. We're like, oh, this year I'm going to lose more weight. In fact, I think I saw a Facebook meme that talked about losing weight, which was actually quite funny because it was making a joke about how Santa, you got it wrong. I asked for less weight and you brought me more or something. But anyway, one of the first things that we can do to make a stronger start in the new year, besides a resolution, is look at reasons why that resolution isn't working. Because if something hasn't been working for you up to this point, there's something emotionally that's down in there deep, keeping you from succeeding. And how do I know that? Because almost a year ago, I went to a counselor and I said, I want you to make me a better business person and I want to be a better parent to my daughter. And I thought those were two separate things. But what I found out was that my emotions, my energy and motion had been hung up in early childhood with feelings of not feeling good enough, or low self-esteem, or low self-value. And so anytime as a child that we set out to do something, and we're told that it's bad or wrong, or we're told, no, don't do that, or we're yelled at, if we attempt something, every time we get yelled at, we go further and further inside of ourselves, our inner child. And we say, hey, you know what? I'm not going to do that anymore because every time I do, it causes a negative or bad things. And then what happens is we begin to project that outward. And so as adults, as we get older, we begin to project negative things out of ourselves because we just know something's going to go wrong. We just know the other shoe's going to drop. If that's you, put a thumbs up. If that's something that you resonate with. So one of the things I promised in my last video last week and for this year is to have some classes on building better self-esteem going forward. Because self-esteem helps you to build healthy boundaries. And when you have healthy boundaries, then you don't have as much negative things happening. Here's clue number 2 why things may not be working for you if you have a New Year's resolution. Besides having low self-esteem, it can also be because you're not setting boundaries with yourself. So if you're having trouble going forward and keeping a new resolution, that means you're not setting boundaries with yourself very well. It takes self-boundaries and self-discipline to do things to move forward. Otherwise, you're going to stay stuck. And sometimes boundaries mean turning people out in your life that have been there for a long time or even for a short time. Because it's better than having nobody at all. Right? Not necessarily. So if you've had friends that haven't treated you right in the past, or you've hung out with people that didn't treat you right in the past, and you keep hanging out with them, my question is why? Because it's better to have somebody to call when you need somebody to talk to than to have nobody at all? I did that in my early 20s. And it was awful because I never got the love and the value and the support that I needed or deserved in a friendship. So I'm finding that now in the last couple of days since I've been sick and not feeling well, my negative thinking is also going away. And actually, it stirred up for quite a bit. And then as I'm feeling better, it's gone away. And I started looking at those negative thoughts and why am I having them? And it's due to low self-worth, low self-esteem. Because if you don't have self-worth and you don't have self-esteem, then you're not going to stand up for yourself. So, if there's something that you need and you're not receiving it, then you're not making yourself known and you're not standing up for yourself. Now, there are times when it is best not to say anything and handle it in other ways. But if you don't ask, you won't receive. That's the bottom line. So, I mentioned to a number of you earlier that were on that I haven't been feeling well, so I'm sorry if you've reached out to me and I haven't returned calls. But apparently, because of a lot of stress, undue stress that I put myself under, trying to get my business rolling in the new direction that I've heading, I put myself under a lot of stress and a lot of deadlines. And when I didn't make them, then I became very angry that I didn't make them, instead of giving myself some grace and setting better goals and better boundaries with myself. So as a result, my immune system went down. And as a result, I ended up with a flu bug, which is going around. So if any of you have gotten this flu bug, or you know what I'm talking about, if you can send me a little heart to show me some sympathy, that would be great, because this flu is nasty. So anyway, to recap, there's a couple of things that I've already mentioned that happen if you're not able to keep your New Year's resolutions and if you're not going forward. And my significant other also told me, there comes a heart, that it takes 6 weeks to establish a new habit. 6 weeks. And so if we set out to do New Year's resolution, that means that we have to work on whatever that is we resolve to do or not do every day for 6 weeks. And so I'm going to recommend that you get a calendar, and a physical one, not just one of those, like in your phone. And I'm going to ask you to get a calendar and a pen, and you can print one out if you like. You can go online and just print a single page out, or you can draw one out. And excuse me. And I know this is an old technique, but we used to put gold stars on the charts for our kids when they did something good. Well, you know what? Life really isn't about gold stars. You can't take those to the bank, but they can help build self-esteem. So get a calendar, and every day that you do or don't do what it is you resolve to do or not do, then I want you to put a check mark on that calendar, and every day it's going to get easier. And there's going to be some times when you struggle, when you're like, oh, you know what, I'll just do it this once. So for me, this month in January, I have chosen not to do a certain thing, and it's really hard because it was something I did pretty much, 2 or 3 times a week. And it was part of my routine. And my brain had mapped out that routine. But that routine isn't working for me, isn't helping my health. It just is hurting me. So every day I can make a check and count the number of checks and go towards that 6 weeks. Even if you start today on a Tuesday, just map it out and check it off so that your brain can see, this is good. I'm doing this. I'm committed to this. Okay? So, excuse me. I'm so sorry. I didn't bring a tissue. Anyway. So the other thing I want to talk about, I do the best I can not to put fear in people. Remember, I'm not a fearmonger. And I also do the best I can to represent what's happening in this world that helps with our energy. That's the reason for tools of energyprotection.com, right? And thank you. And so in those tools, the more we draw boundaries with ourselves and others, the more we strengthen ourselves. Those are tools of energy protection, because anything else is going to drain your own personal energy, and you're going to end up being susceptible to the flu. So I put myself tonight up in front of the whiteboard. You can kind of see my lights on there. But I wanted to show you a couple of things about this flu to be aware of. So this is a little controversial. It's weirdo, and it's really out of the box. So if you're highly sensitive to those kind of things, don't watch. Okay? I am today I'm going to go home and rest. But tomorrow I'm going to put up some Saturday appointments again, because last Tuesday I did that and it filled right up. It was so awesome. If you try to get on to my toolsofenergyprotection.com, click on appointments for Saturday, and you can't get on, I want you to text me or email me. Just go under the word contact on the website and it'll show you, or you can send me one right here on Facebook, because I want to make sure you get on Saturday, and I'm going to do 30-minute appointments, discounted. And for the discount, I would like for you to write the keyword FLU, flu. So you get the appointment you want, and when you go to checkout, it'll say discount code. You put in FLU, all lowercase, and it will give you a discount for an appointment that's coming up Saturday for half an hour. All right, let me get on infomercial over, okay? So I'm going to show you how this flu works. Make sure everybody can see this. Okay, so I need to come over a little bit. Right here. Okay. So right here is your average normal person, your normal little stick person, if you will. I want to make sure everybody can see this, that I have the camera pointed in the right direction. Can you give me a thumbs up if you can see the board here as I continue to write? And thank you, Judy. I'm sorry I'm sick too, but I'm going to show you why. So if I can get a couple thumbs up, there we go. Thank you. Okay, you can see the board. Okay, so here, thank you. Okay, so again, this is controversial. This is weirdo stuff. This is really far out there, but I know this is true. If you don't believe me, I'm going to encourage you to go research it yourself. Don't just take my word for it, okay? I may be an enlightened leader, but it doesn't mean I'm always right. I want you to know that, okay? Anybody who thinks they're always right and they try to lead you in a certain direction and everything else is wrong, those are psychopaths. Those are people that are in charge of cults. Ditch them, okay? That's truth number one. Truth bomb. I should have a little warning on here that kind of does like lights for warning. Anyway, all right, so here's how this flu works. Here's an average, normal person. They have an immune system. If you're taking vitamins, you're exercising, you're staying hydrated, you have a really good immune system. If you're not eating properly, your body is taxed. If you're not hydrating, that means your body can't dump what it needs to dump, and it will store it in other places. That's usually what causes fibromyalgia. Not always. Oh, yes, and what do they call that? Arthritis, right? That's a whole nother subject. So, what happens if you don't drink enough water? Then your immune system gets a hole in it. Boom. What happens if you don't eat right? There's another one. Boom. What happens if you have a lot of anxiety or you let yourself get really upset? Boom, there's another one. Because your energy field pretty much looks like this if you're doing good, but when you have anxiety, it looks like this. Now, if I drop water on the top of this, it's going to roll off. If, let's see, I'll get my eraser. If I drop water into this, it's got a foothold now. And any further imbalance will let it in. That makes sense? That's simple physics. That's simple biology. You know, they tell you that if you exercise and eat properly and stay hydrated, you're less likely to get sick, and vitamins and all that. That's how that works. If that makes sense, I want you to just give me a thumbs up so that I know this makes sense to you so far, and then we're going to step into the weirdo zone. Okay, good. Looks like I got some thumbs up. Thank you. Okay. So here is your average normal person, or you if you like, walking around on the planet, minding their own business, hopefully. Okay. Here is a level of spiritual awareness called universal. I can spell tonight.
Excuse me.
All right. This is a level of spiritual awareness called universal consciousness. Okay? Let's see if everybody can see that. I know the lights are kind of bright there. Okay, so that's universal. Let's see if it'll do it better. Consciousness. Let me see if I can get it over here a little bit. There we go. Okay, so universal consciousness. This is a level of consciousness. This is the 3D consciousness or incarnation. That's where man is, or woman, or the human. Third dimension. There's a lot of different dimensions up here, but the next biggest one is called universal consciousness. This is where people get all the ideas from. Okay? Cute. Somebody says I wrote it backwards. Well, that's what it looks like on the recording. I probably actually could write backwards and make it look right to you. Thank you for that laugh. Okay, so universal consciousness is a level of spiritual awareness. Every level of awareness has a frequency. You've heard me talk about the heartbeat of the earth, or Schumann's resonant frequency. When you have a lot of anxiety or your body isn't getting what it needs, your physical human body, the frequency drops. When the frequency drops, that's when dis-ease can take hold. That's when these flu bugs can take hold. And I admit that I did not do what I needed to do to keep myself from being so stressed out, even being an enlightened person. So here's universal consciousness. Okay, above that, there's like 23 different levels up here of consciousness, approximate. Okay, and then above that, there's a consciousness called luminous. And there's one called spirit. Okay, I'm writing a little bit too far over again. Hold on. Okay, and spirit. And then there's one called wellspring. Okay, there are 3 different sections. Luminous is the light of all lights. This is where angels come from. This is where our protection comes from when we ask Spirit to protect us. This is our connection to Spirit or Source. This wellspring is the idea of all ideas. This is where all ideas come from in this universe. Okay? So you're saying to me, okay, what's the weirdo, if you're not weirded out already? And how does that relate to me getting the flu? Or anybody else getting the flu? All right. This particular strand of flu was not normal. Lab generated. Okay? That's scary in itself. They have all these movies about chemical warfare. It's not movies. It's real time, people. And like I said, you don't believe me, go check it out. But here's the deal. This particular flu bug was lab created. And if I'm not mistaken, the zeros and ones. So if something's off, it's 0. If something's on, it's 1. It's binary code. Well, this particular flu, if I'm not mistaken, was 0, 1, 11, 32A, B, 64, C, 3. That's the name of the strand of the virus. Okay, that's what my guidance told me. So binary code, as you know, is usually 0, 1, 0, 1, 1, 0. It's zeros and ones. So what you have in the first part of this is lab generated. Binary code, off and on. Here's what happens. I hope this is not too weird. Oh, I lost one watcher. It must have been too weird for one person. Okay. So first, when you get this virus, it tells the virus to stay in the off position until it's built itself up, distributed in your body. Then it tells it to turn it on. That's a 1. A lot of people got it, drank plenty of fluids, thought they were okay, and then boom, it hit them harder. That's the space. And then the 1, 1. So it's just create again, create again, create again, create again. It's an endless loop. And luckily, I've only had it full bore since last Friday. But there are some people that tell me they've had it weeks, and some people tell me they've had it a month. So it's nasty. The next part of the code, you'll notice, is backwards. 3, 2. This is hexadecimal, not binary. Okay? Most of the flus I've run across are usually binary only, zeros and ones. That's what God created. God did not create hexadecimal viruses. He just didn't. Didn't create Fibonacci code viruses either. So not only do you have a hexadecimal code, but the hexadecimal is like 0 through 9 and I believe A through F. So here it is backwards, 3, 2. So if you're trying to climb a hill, it's harder to go up, easier to go down. So the rhythm of the virus is 3, 2. So it's 3 hits you, and 2 hits you a little bit. 3 hits you harder, 2 a little bit. And A is a repeater. I don't know what kind of repeater, I didn't ask my guides. Once it gets done with step A, it goes right into step B. So you notice how these are alphabetically, one right after the other. A, B, A, B, A, B. That's a loop, ladies and gentlemen. That'll keep things going for a long time. So your body is trying to figure all this out. Your body comes to 64 and tries to figure it out. Well, your body's trying to heal going 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. That's how it's trying to heal. If it manages to get past 1, 2, 3, it goes 4, 5, 6, 4, 5, 6. That's how your body tries to heal. And here it hits 64. It makes no sense to your body. This is where the body aches and pains come in. And they are excruciating. I finally ended up taking some ibuprofen, which I normally don't. But it was painful. And then I called out to my healing arts friends. And they told me what supplements and nutrients to take to get me uprighted. And it's worked pretty good. And the last one is C3. So if your body manages to get past this wall and you think you're better, and you go back to work, or you go back to doing something, then your body hasn't repaired itself 100% yet. And so it says, okay, we're going to put in stage C, number 3. So, it's a horrible sequencing. And so what happens is you're like, how does that fit into the rest of this? So what happens is your spiritual life is so important. Whether you pray, whether you meditate, whether you chant, or do the singing bowls, however it is you connect to spirit, read the scriptures, whatever works for you. That keeps you connected to spirit or source 100%. Right? That keeps you connected through all the levels. Then, when you need help and you ask to see the truth, the love, and the light, it connects you into the luminous, the light of all lights. That vibration is so high, it will knock this out in a heartbeat. But you have to be able to access it. When I was sick, I couldn't stay up there very long because I couldn't support the mental energy to stay up there for a really long time. And it's horrible. And then on the other side is the wellspring where all ideas come from. Okay? And you have access to that once you reach a certain spiritual level of awareness. And if I've worked with you and cleared you, or you've ever had an SRT clearing, then you're already at this level. So what happened with this lab-created flu is, I think I talked last week about fear-mongering and how the more you're in fear, the more your body's out of balance. The more you're in anxiety, your body's out of balance. And so a lot of the movies that are put out there, a lot of fear. I watched a movie this weekend just, to have something to do when I was awake, and I wish I'd never watched it. There was so much violence in it. There was women hitting women. There was men hitting women. There was just all kinds of misconduct, and several times I thought about turning it off, and I probably should have. But it's all negative energy. It's not positive. How many of you walk down the street or go to the grocery store and a dude just walks up and slaps a woman upside the head? If you're in the right neighborhood, it doesn't usually happen. I know there's some neighborhoods where, there's gunfire going off all the time. I used to live in one in Alabama. But that's not normal. So, the agenda is fear, 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 feed fear, put people in anxiety all the time. And so when they feel like that, that lowers their immune system. And again, when your immune system gets lowered, it's going to pick up viruses more easily. And somebody asked me, lab generated, who let it out? Well, I do like my channel here on Facebook. And YouTube and my website. So there's only so far that I can go when I'm transmitting live, because there's people that watch and keep track of people like me. So if you put too much truth out there, sometimes you get your channels taken off, and I'd rather not do that. But the fact remains is that this is not a normal virus. It's just not. Somebody took a normal virus and helped it along and gave it some superpower. And so that's what caused this flu to come on, because of my own anxiety, my own fears, brought on just by things I was thinking about that I told you about in the beginning. So if you're just jumping on, make sure you go back and watch the beginning, because I'm going to talk to you about how to get a better start on the new year. It has a lot to do with self-esteem, love, and your own boundaries. And I'll be in the office for a little bit tomorrow, and then Thursday and Friday I will be at For Heaven's Sakes Books in Denver doing some New Year's readings. So if you wanted to find out what's in store for you this year, or you need a little help with the flu, let me know. Because what I did have one client on Thursday before I got sick, and she had this flu. And what we did is we went through and we cleared the vibrational frequency of anger and anxiety and low self-esteem at every level, between the 3D level and the spirit level. So just know that your body has many different vibrational frequency levels. And if any of those levels are disturbed, you are not going to have wellness. And in fact, what will happen is that once you contract this virus at the human level, it will go up to all the other levels where there might be dis-ease and dump them down to this level, keeping you sicker longer, because most people don't know that a physical disease isn't just physical. It is mental, emotional, and spiritual, and it goes way up to your connection with God's Spirit or Source. And one of the ways to clear that is an energy clearing. So if you have the flu, or you know somebody who has the flu, and you want to jump on, get one of those little 30-minute sessions, or come see me at the bookstore Thursday or Friday, the number is 303-964-9339, and we'll do a clearing. The gal I worked on Thursday, her headache went away almost instantly after we cleared the different levels of consciousness. So I'm also doing angel readings. There's a lot of angels wanting to come through right now and tell people what's going on, especially what's going on in the Middle East, how to position themselves better in their lives for what's coming up. So if you're interested in having an angel reading, let me know too. And so, like I said, tonight I'm going to go home and rest because this has really been exhausting. But tomorrow I'll be in the office, and I will put up some half-hour appointments. And then the discount code will be FLU, F-L-U. And you just put that in, and give you a discount. So if you've been waiting to have a session or get something done, make sure you get on first thing tomorrow. And I will post to let everybody know it's up and available. I apologize I didn't do it tonight, but I was so tired and I just wanted to talk to everybody. So if anybody has any questions, let me know. And the person who asked me about lab generated and who let it out, I would lovingly encourage you to start watching your skies and look for white trails. They look like white clouds, like somebody took a piece of chalk and just kind of drew up in the sky. Start watching for those in your area. They will tell you that the planes are just dumping fuel. That's what they're doing. And we're just dumping fuel, while we're in flight so we can land. Really? If every single flight did that across America, we'd never be able to see the blue skies. So, just question what you hear, because it's not always true. Anyway, please I'm going to check my feed, see if there's any questions, other questions. If you have any way to work through any of the flu-like symptoms, like staying hydrated and vitamins and all that. One person suggests there's some sort of a supplement called NAC, all capitals, lots of benefits, including immunity. If that person could post a link to that vitamin or supplement called NAC, I'm not familiar with it, that would be great, and then we could all jump on there and find out more about it. So looks like I don't have any more questions. And if you're just jumping on, please, as soon as I get off, I'm going to push post, and this recording will come back, and you can replay the post. For those of you that are on the Energy Shift forecast, I apologize that I did not get that out for Monday, but I was just sicker than a dog, as the saying goes, and wasn't able to hardly stand upright. Yes, anybody else who has supplement, nutrient, links that they think are helpful and they want to post them in the feed, that's fine. I have it so that you can do that. Just post the website in the comments below and other people will be able to access it. So thank you so much for your time and for allowing me to draw on the whiteboard. I know it's not my normal thing, but I wanted to be able to show you a visual of actually what's happening. Thank you, Carol. I'll take care. Thank you, Susie. I'll get well soon. But just make sure that you understand this. If you have any questions, just set an appointment time with me and we'll go over it more in detail because it's so important that people understand. So anyways, have a great, wonderful night. Big hugs and kisses that are clean. I don't want to send any germs. Have a great, wonderful night.